Right. So the families of the children of Levi are Kohathites, Gershonites, and Merarites, or um, Merarites, Merarites. Right. And so it's mentioned in, of course. Let me see here. Yeah. Genesis 46 and 11. Gershon, Kohath, and Merari. Gershon, Kohath, and Merari. Right. And Moses is then therefore from the Kohathites, as you can see here. Let me see. Hmm. And the sons of Kohath, Numbers chapter 3, verse 19. And the sons of Kohath by their families, Amram and Izhar, Hebron and Uziel. Right. So, Amram. And then when you go to Numbers 30, no, Numbers, sorry, Exodus 6 and 20. And Amram took Jehobed, his father's, so his father was Kohath, right? Sister to wife, a family member of his father. Now, whether she was her, let's say, people say like, okay, this was his aunt. Well, the law was not written then yet, but I don't think this was his aunt. This was his family member. Look, if you go look at the other translations, you will see that it says descendant, family member, and stuff like that, because that was allowed according to the law of Moses when it was written. When it was written, the law of Moses when it was written. And she bare him Aaron and Moses, and of course also Miriam, but it's not mentioned here. And the years of the life of Amram were 137 years. The book of Numbers 26 and where was I? 59. And the name of Amram's wife was Jochebed, the daughter of Levi, whom her mother bare to Levi in Egypt. So she's also a Levite of the same family. And she bare, so this woman here, bare unto Amram, Aaron, and Moses, and Miriam, their sister. And unto Aaron was born Nadab, and Abihu, Eleazar, the priest, and Itamar. And let me see. And Nahab and Abihu died when they offered strange fire before the Lord. So they did some abomination thing, and the Lord killed them for it. Okay, from the male upwards and all that type of stuff. Okay, Moses and Eleazar, the priest. Wait, right? Which is his nephew, if I'm correct. Yeah, you could just see, you could check the bloodline thing. I'm very bad at that, by the way. I hope you noticed. But anyway, with the bloodline thing, that's why the Lord even said, like, listen, the genealogy thing, don't worry too much about that. But that's not talking about this. This you can just figure it out by just reading. It's talking about yourself, your genealogy, because we don't know 100% which tribe exactly 100% we come from. You might have an idea, but let's say you are let's say literally 100% your forefathers are from Levi, for example, right? Or Benjamin or whatever, and you are now sold into slavery in the midst of the Judites. How are your descendants gonna know that you're Benjamin? You don't even know. And even if you did, you're not gonna be able to actually keep that word going for generations upon generations upon generations to teach your generation, your descendants, that listen, we are Benjamites living in the midst of Judah. You're not gonna know. Plus the Lord said, ye shall lose your inheritance which I gave you. That's Jeremiah chapter 17 verse 4. So we lost it. So now you have Benjamin in the midst of Judah living there, thinking he's a Judite, because he's lived there amongst Judah, you know. So he thinks, for example, he's an American Negro, for example, but he might have come from Jamaica and started living in the places like Harlem where the so-called Negroes are, and now he thinks he is a so-called American Negro, which are Judah, right? Okay, well, you don't know 100%. You might have a feeling, a spiritual feeling, but that's neither here and there. That's when the endless genealogy kicks in, talking about, hey, don't bring up endless genealogies, man. We don't know 100%. All we know is we're the children of Israel, according to the curses that are upon us. Right. That's when the genealogy card gets to be pulled 100%. But when it comes to this, it's just readable. You know, you can read it right here. Yeah. Right. So they died. And let me see. And the priest, Eliezer was the son of Aaron, if I'm correct. Yeah, here. So Moses is his uncle. Moses and Eliezer the priest. Right, which Moses is Eliezer his uncle, because Aaron was the father of Eliezer. You know? So yeah, that part. Yeah, I don't have to read this. Okay, cool cat. This is done. Right, so now going back to, let me see, I think I don't have to bring this up again. Their charge, what they're supposed to do. So the Gershonites, they had a duty to do. You had the Kohathites, who then therefore you had the Gershonites. Yeah, the Gershonites had a duty to do, which was this, and then you had the Kohathites. They had their duty to do, their charge, and then you had the Merarites. They had their duty to do, their charge. So those were the three families of Levi, the three family names, you know, just like the Gershonites are the Libanites and also the Shemites. But you know, yeah, I hope you get what I just said. Right. So okay. So now going back to over here, the book of Joshua, chapter 21, verse 8. And the children of Israel gave by lot unto the Levites these cities with their suburbs, as Yahweh commanded by the hand of Moses. And they gave out of the tribe of the children of Judah, and out of the tribe of the children of Simeon, these cities which are here mentioned by name, which are the children of Aaron, being of the family of the Kohathites. So, if Aaron is a Kohathite, then Moses is a Kohathite also, because Aaron and Moses and Miriam, by the way, are all from the they all come from Kohath, and Kohath made Aram, and Aram is the father of Moses. Amram, sorry, I said Aram. Amram is the father of Moses, with a family member of his father. And Levi had daughters, but they are not mentioned here, you know. But even if they were married unto him, the law was not established yet like that. But I wouldn't think that is the case. It could be, but like I said, if you look at the scriptures and you see other examples, you will come to the conclusion like, oh, they was calling each other sister too, your wife. I'm going to say something very filthy. I don't even want to say it. I don't even want to say it. But let me just say it, man, just to be filthy, okay? While you tapping that ass, right? And my sister, I love you, sister. You see what I'm saying? It's kind of filthy, but it is your sister. While you tapping it, right? Oh man, you know I love you, sister. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. That's fucked up that I just said that. Sorry. But I just want to put it in your head. Sometimes I need to put stuff in your head in order for you to be like, ugh. But I understand. Yeah, you're right. Every time I'm having sex with any black female, it's my sister. You. That's how you actually gonna go once you start thinking. You shouldn't be thinking too much. You just had sex with your sister. You literally actually did. Especially if it's the same tribe. Even if it's not the same tribe, it's still your family member, man. You know what I'm saying? If you have sex with a Latina female, guess what? But yeah, a lot of them are mixed up with Esau and stuff like that. So, but let's say an Afro Latina female, right? An Afro Latina one. It's still your sister, even though she's another tribe. It's still your sister. Anyway, going on. Right. So, Kohathites made the Amramites. So, Moses is from Kohath, as it explains itself here. Aaron, being of the family of the Kohathites, right, who were of the children of Levi, had for theirs was the first lot. And they gave them the city of Arba, the father of Anak, which city is Hebron, in the hill country of Judah, with the suburbs thereof round about it. Let me see. Okay. Now, let me see if I missed anything, just to be sure. Numbers, yeah, I don't need to read this. This is just being repeated again, so I don't need to really read that. Let me see. Oh yeah. The reason why the Levites were all over the place instead of having their own land is because the Lord said so. Numbers 18 and 20. And Yahweh spake unto Moses, Thou shalt have no inheritance in their land, neither shalt thou have any part among them. I am thy part and thy inheritance among the children of Israel. He spake unto the Levites. And behold, I have given the children of Levi all the tenth in Israel for an inheritance, for their service which they serve, even the service of the tabernacle of the congregation. Neither must the children of Israel henceforth come nigh the tabernacle of the congregation, lest they bear sin and die. So only the Levites were allowed from that time on, from henceforth, which is from now forth, going forth. Henceforth means from this time or that time. That's why when this was established, then it was like that. But before this was established, it was not like that, because they didn't die, right? Amongst the places where the Levites were going on. But the Levites shall do the service of the tabernacle of the congregation, and they shall bear their iniquity. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations, that among the children of Israel they have no inheritance, but the tithes of the children of Israel, right, which they offer as an heave offering unto the Lord, I have given to the Levites to inherit. So they get it. But out of that, the Levites need to do a offering also out of that for themselves unto the Lord. Therefore, I have said unto them, among the children of Israel, they shall have no inheritance. Numbers 26:62. And those that were numbered of them were 23,000, all males from a month old and upward. For they were not numbered among the children of Israel, because there was no inheritance given them among the children of Israel. So only the males are counted, which were 23,000. Deuteronomy 10:9. Wherefore Levi had no part nor inheritance with his brethren. Yahweh is his inheritance, according as Yahweh by thy power promised him. Deuteronomy 18:1. The priests, the Levites, and all the tribe of Levi shall have no part nor inheritance with Israel. They shall eat the offerings of the Lord made by fire, and his inheritance. So they were allowed to eat the sacrifices, but they have to give out of those sacrifices. They had to give sacrifice unto the Lord also. And the 12 tribes, they gave sacrifice unto the Levites for themselves. And then the Levites would take out of that and then sacrifice also for themselves unto the Lord, and then keep the rest and eat it. Therefore shall they have no inheritance among their brethren. Yahweh is their inheritance, as he had said unto them. Joshua 18:7. The Levites have no part among you, for the priesthood of the Lord is their inheritance. And Gad and Reuben and half the tribe of Manasseh have received their inheritance beyond Jordan on the east, which Moses, the servant of Yahweh, gave them. Okay, so now here in the book of Leviticus chapter 25, it shows you concerning the places that the Levites got. You was not allowed to take it from them. They had inheritance, but it shows you that when you have the inheritance in the midst of them, so the Levites were living in the midst of those tribes, as you can see here. They was living in the midst of Judah, Simeon, and Benjamin, of course. Also in the midst of Manasseh and Ephraim, Manasseh and Ephraim, and Dan, and also you have here Asher and all that there, Issachar and Naphtali, and of course the other side of Manasseh. And you had them living in Zebulun, and of course Gad, and of course Reuben. They was living in the midst of them, right? And what did they have? Well, I'm gonna read it. It was like this. Leviticus 25 and 29. I'll start there. And if a man sell a dwelling house in a walled city, then he may redeem it within a whole year after it is sold. Within a full year may he redeem it. And if it be not redeemed within the space of a full year, then the house that is in the walled city shall be established forever to him that brought it throughout his generations. Throughout his generations. It shall not go out in the Jubilee, which is every 49th year. Right? It's 7 times 7 years. And then the year of Jubilee will come, which is everything that you owe will be canceled out, so that there's no perpetual debt. Because it also explains that, let's say you're going to sell something to somebody, right? A land or something. But the year of Jubilee is within 2 years. Well, you can't sell it for very expensive because he is going to get back. You can't do that. You can't sell it. Meaning, when you sell it, you can. Wait, let me say it good. Because it's in the law. When you sell it, you can't sell it for. Let's say normally you would sell it for 10,000 or 100,000. You can't do that no more. Right? You got to start lowering it according to the years that you are. Let's say normally you would sell it for 100,000. I'm just giving an example, okay? No, just 10,000, okay, 10,000. But the year of Jubilee is within 2 years. So the person that you're selling the land to, he can only enjoy it then therefore for 2 years, right? And then what would happen? You can't sell it for 10,000 anymore. You need to sell it for 1,000. Here, it's in the same chapter, by the way, 14. Here, Leviticus 25 and 14. And if thou sell aught unto thy neighbor, or buyest aught of thy neighbor's hand, ye shall not oppress one another. According to the number of years after the Jubilee, thou shalt buy of thy neighbor. And according unto the number of the years of the fruits, he shall sell it unto thee. According to the multitude of years, thou shalt increase the price thereof. And according to the fewness of the years thou shalt diminish the price of it. For according to the number of the years of the fruit doth he sell unto thee. So this is concerning the fruits, but it's also, you can also apply land or houses and stuff like that, so that you do it fair. So if the jubilee is within 2 years, you can't sell it for 10,000, man. You got to sell it for 1,000 or something like that, you know, maybe 2, maybe less. But you can't sell it for full price. He's not gonna enjoy it for those for the long time. Maybe he wants to buy the land in order to plant stuff for like 2 years. You could get a lot of money off of just 1 year planting. Farming is a very lucrative job. Everybody needs to eat in existence. You want to live, you need to eat. Yeah, you have people that can fast long, whatever. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about normal people. You're not gonna go a whole year without food. But then again, there's a woman on the planet Earth that actually does do that, and I do believe that. You know, because like I said, if you're a city slicker, you're from the city. You know, you grew up in concrete. You was born in concrete. You never walked on dirt with your bare feet. You don't know things of the land. You don't. Yeah, I can't blame you for not believing in certain type of spiritual people and spiritual things. You probably don't believe that. They call it voodoo in Haiti and stuff like that, and also in West Africa they call it voodoo and stuff like that. But you have other forms of it which are not people that do things with spirits. Some people actually have something on them that they can look at plants and they can tell you what to do with it. I'm not kidding you. I'm not making this up. Okay, I grew up around people like that. Then you have other people that actually dabble in ghosts and spirits and stuff like that. You should mess around with them. But the other ones that mess around with plants and water, man, the Heavenly Father created those, you know? He even created the other ones too, but they're just demonic with it. But yeah, that's Numbers chapter 38. You can talk to those. You can ask those for help. Always. I always do, by the way. Always knew people like, well, not... Yeah, actually, I do always knew people like that. You know? Yeah. Ask them herbs and stuff like that, you know? And waters, things with water. Use medicine with water and herbs. Yeah, that. So, people like that are, some of them people can do powerful things. You'd be shocked. Dr. Sebi was one. He was one. He's not working with spirits. He's working with herbs, but he has the spirit. He has that spirit himself. He's not doing rituals. He just knows about herbs and all those type of things. That's those guys. There's even powerful, but powerful ones more than Dr. Sebi. They're just not making money like that, or being famous like that. Some of them hide, okay, for their own goodness sake. Because a lot of people on the internet are predatorial, meaning they want to make money off of you, but they don't want to pay you like that. Some of them do want to pay you, you know. It all depends on what type of people you meet, man, you know. So I can't say 100% of the people are evil. Neither are 100% of the people trying to do good. But anyway, everybody knows that of themselves already, so, right? Basically this. Okay, so now going on. Verse 31, Leviticus 25, verse 31. But the houses of the villages which have no wall round about them shall be counted as the fields of the country. They may be redeemed after that year, right? And they shall go out in the Jubilee. So when the Jubilee come, basically you gotta give it back and stuff like that, right? Notwithstanding, the cities of the Levites and the houses of the cities of their possession may the Levites redeem at any time. You know why? Because they have no land. You can now, let's say Levites live here in Hebron, and someone from Judah comes and buys, you know, maybe the Levi is a little weak in his pockets, and he's thinking to himself like, you know what, I'm going to sell my land, and then you can come here and plant, and then make double that money, and by the time that I make my money back, I can come and buy back that land. And if I sold it to you for $10,000, I'm going to come and buy it for $10,000. There's no interest, because the Lord said, thou shalt not usurp. What was it again? Usury unto the children of Israel. You're not allowed. Exodus chapter 22, verse 25. If thou lend to any of my people that is poor by thee, thou shalt not be to him as a usurer, neither shalt thou lay upon him usury. What is usury? Interest. The practice of lending money at unreasonable high rates of interest. Just interest, man. You know, whether it be high or low, it don't matter. Yeah, that's why I said just interest, because this is talking about unreasonable. Even if it's reasonable, you're not allowed to do that. Payday lending. Yeah. Nowadays they say be careful. Borrowing money costs money. What? No. You're a devil. Anyway, you can't do that to your own people. Take down no usury of him or increase. You can't increase nothing of what you get from him. Like, hey, you gave me 50. You took 50 from me. I want when you pay me back, I want 30. I want 51. No, you're gonna get 50 back, and that's the law. But fear thy power, Yahweh, that thy brother may live with thee. Yeah, you can't do that. You're not allowed to do that. So let's say somebody from Judah come, and one of the Levites in his house is living in Hebron, where the Judites are also, by the way. Then you can't sell it to him for now 10,000, any amount more than 10,000. He is allowed to come back and be like, hey, I sold you my house or my field or whatever you sold unto him for this amount of money. Okay, look, I got it back and I want my land back. If he's a Levite, you're gonna have to sell it back to him. You made your money. Don't worry, the Lord is gonna bless you with other things. Just give it back, because the Lord said that he will bless you, right? So the Levites may redeem it at any time, but if it's one of the other tribes, then they are not able to redeem it because it's in a village. Sorry, in a walled city. If it's outside of the walled city, then yeah, you in trouble. But if it's a Levi, it doesn't matter if it's in the city, a walled city, or if it's in the field. It doesn't matter because it's gonna explain. For Leviticus 25:33. And if a man purchase of the Levites, then the house that was sold and the city of his possession shall go out in the year of Jubilee, go back to him. For the houses of the cities of the Levites are their possessions among the children of Israel. So you're not going to be able to keep that perpetually. But if it was another tribe, we were allowed to keep that house, because yeah, that's how it goes. That's the law. But a Levi, it doesn't matter if it takes 15 years and he comes back to take it, you're gonna have to give it to him because he's a Levi. He doesn't have land. Now if you go and you do that in the midst of another, okay, that house is yours if it's in a walled city. If not, hey, too bad. Let me see. Verse 34. But the field of the suburbs of their cities may not be sold, for it is their perpetual possession. So a Levite, you can't buy his stuff and then later on not give it back. That's not how it works with the Levites. With the other tribes, you can kind of have that, but not the land, because the Lord said, we are a stranger. Here, it says, here, not the land, the houses, or a substance, something that is transferable, that they can move. You can't move the land unless you're powerful enough to do an earthquake, and you still can't move the land. Where are you going to take it? It's not yours. Leviticus chapter 25 verse 23, he said, the land shall not be sold forever, for the land is mine, for ye are strangers and sojourners with me, Yahweh, the Heavenly Father. So it's not your land. Therefore, he was allowed to part the land among us, so that You can buy a house in here and stuff like that, but if it's the year of Jubilee, it got to go back to Manasseh. But if it's a walled city within Manasseh and you're from Gad and you buy that house there, you are allowed to keep it, you know, for your children. Every time you go visit there, you chill there then in that house, you know. So, but it seems unfair, but actually it is fair. You know, it's not to say that Gadites now all of a sudden are going to be allowed to go and build walled cities and then build houses there and to keep it perpetually. No, that's just false. That's doing by 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 that is getting land by deceit, by the deceit of your heart. But there's another one that said get land something with wait. Riches of deceit, that one too. Ill-gotten riches by deceit, but I'm not looking for that one. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. I wasn't looking for that. It was something with land gotten by ill gains or something like that. Ill gains. Something with ill-gotten gains, ill-gotten property and stuff like that. Something like that. I don't want to dwell on it too much. No, it's something like that. Maybe you know, but yeah. So going on now, I'm almost done. Right, verse 24, Leviticus 25:24. And in all the land of your possession ye shall grant the redemption for the land. And what is the redemption? That he will be able to come and pay it back. The action of regaining or gaining possession of something in exchange for payment or clearing a debt. You're supposed to grant him that. Ye shall grant him a redemption for the land. If thy brother be waxen poor and had sold away some of his possession, and if any of his kin come to redeem it, then shall he redeem that which his brother sold. So, you're supposed to grant them the opportunity to come and buy it back. You're not supposed to have in your heart like, nah, man, I'm making mad money with the land that he just sold me because, you know, he was poor and he needed some money. So he sold you the land for a year. Because now you can farm in it because you have extra money and stuff, like you can farm in it, and off of farming comes money. Because, you know, fruits. You're not going to be able to eat. Look. You're not going to be able to eat all this. Do you think you can eat all this, man? You're not gonna be. You can't even eat this whole box over here. It's not a box. I mean, a bag, not a box, a bag. You can't eat that whole bag. You can't eat that whole bag. I think it's impossible for you to eat that whole bag. You can't, because it's this thing. I don't even think you could eat 5 of them, yet alone the whole bag. I don't think so. You can do it in portions, you know. It's gonna take you maybe two or 3 days, unless you're being a demon. You know, you're eating just to show me that you can. That's just being a demon. But on a regular type tip, like a normal person, when when you just eat until you're full and be like, okay, cool, the next day, yeah, you're not gonna be able. Right? So when you have land like this, that's a lot of money. Yeah, you put time in planting it and stuff like that. Yeah, you did. You put your time in, the water from the Heavenly Father's rain, or maybe there's a lake somewhere that you went to along with a few of your men, that work for you, and then you go, you take buckets and stuff like that. You come, like here buckets. You come, you water it and all that type of stuff. Or maybe you have sprinklers laid up upon the land. I don't know what you did or how you do it. It's a lot of work. Yes, yes, yes. But the money that you're gonna get from it is gonna be even more than you put into it. And then from this, you're gonna gather in a lot of money, because you, first and foremost, you can't eat it all, so you're gonna have to sell it, or else it's gonna spoil, and all the work that you done did would be for nothing. Okay, not 100% for nothing. I mean, the insects are gonna eat, and the animals and stuff like that, and snails, which are insects, they're gonna eat. But did you do it for them? No. You did it to make money. Anybody plants does it to feed people or make money. Those two. You don't do it to feed the animals of the wild. Yeah. I don't have to repeat myself the whole time, because I just wanted to say you're not gonna be able to eat all this. You're gonna sell it. This whole thing here, yeah, you're not gonna be able to eat that, especially not in one day. You're gonna have to, especially with that whole thing behind her, you're gonna have to sell that, my man. So yeah. Anyway, so farming is a lot of money, right? And I think I'm done with all these examples. Let me double check. Oh yeah. Here. Luke chapter 1 verse 5. There was in the days of Herod, the king of Judea, a certain priest named Zacharias, of the course of Abia. And his wife was of the daughters of Aaron, and her name was Elizabeth. Is she a daughter of Aaron, or is she a daughter of Aaron? Which one do you think I mean? I mean the last one. It's the same word actually, but she's a granddaughter. She's a great granddaughter of Aaron. That's what she is. She's not an actual daughter of Aaron, but she is. But not the physical one. But she actually is the physical one too. The other one. I mean, like, he didn't birth her. Like, she came out of the wife that he was laying down with. The woman that he was laying down with. That's not the daughter. That's not the daughter that it says right here. It basically says granddaughter, man. But it just said daughter. Same thing here. And then went a man out of the house of Levi. Right? And his name was Amram, but Levi his son was also Amram. But the point is that they are from the Amramites, because Kohath, sorry here. Aaron. Kohath begot Amram, yeah. And Amram's wife, daughter of Levi. Aaron and Moses and Miriam from Amram, so they're from Amramites. Amramites, yeah, but where is the where did I put it again? Sorry. Aaron came from the Kohathites, sorry. Where was that again? Sorry. I just read it. Aaron. Oh man, wait. Oh, I got it. I looked in my book. What was it again? 10. Oh yeah. Here. Joshua 21:10, which the children of Aaron, being of the families of the Kohathites, who were of the children of Levi. So the Kohathites were of the children of Levi, right? For that had, right, which the children of Levi had, for theirs was the first lot. And they gave, okay, I already read that. Verse 12 until verse, I think I'm done with all the explanation right now. Explaining things. Oh yeah, this part too. I don't need this one. Yeah, I covered this one already. Right, so you have like two last examples before I read the rest, and then I'm done with this chapter. Because it says right here, 2 Samuel 13:13, and I, whither shall I cause my shame to go? This is one of the daughters of King David that was raped by her brother, half-brother. And as for thee, thou shalt be as one of the fools in Israel. Yeah, raping your half-sister. You're a fool. Now therefore, and a fool is a person that is basically ungodly, man. Because he's just a fool. You know, most of the time they don't believe in the Lord. They just believe in science or something like that. Stupid stuff. They just believe in what they see. That's a fool. I pray thee, speak unto the king our father, for he will not withhold me from thee. So she was saying, go to our father and ask him my hand, right? Howbeit he would not hearken unto her voice, but being stronger than her, forced her and lay with her. So he didn't rape her yet. He just went to her and be like, yeah, let me be with you. Then she said, no, you're gonna be a fool. No, you can't do that. You're my half brother. What are you doing? That's a fool, right? Going on, verse 15. And Ammon hated her exceedingly, so that the hatred wherewith he hated her was greater than the love wherewith he had loved her. And Ammon said unto her, arise, be gone, get the fuck out of my house. He was on a one-night stand tip. That's why you have guys nowadays doing a one-night stand thing, fucking a girl, and then as soon as they're done having sex with her, they hate her. They want her out the house. Get the fuck out of my house. I have seen guys like this. I know guys like this. Yeah? And I look at them like, you got demons on you, boy. You got mad spirits on you. Because this was done because King David, he caused the Lord to curse his household. And this is the result of the curse. He made one of his sons fell in love with one of his daughters. And that's not good to be doing. That's filthy. Because that's your half-brother and your half-sister. And both of you are half-brother and half-sister. It doesn't matter. You can't do that. I just read that in the book of Leviticus 18 and also Leviticus 20. I read multiple verses concerning that. And he said unto him, there is no cause. This evil, and she said unto him, there is no cause. Yeah, get the fuck out of my house. After you done had sex with her. You know, so if you know a guy or multiple guys that as soon as they, all of us in the beginning, you see them all trying to get their girl all lovey-dovey and all that type of shit. And the second that he busts that nut, and then he gets up and tells the girl, get the fuck out of my house, man. I got shit to do. No, what are you doing? What are you doing? Yeah, get the fuck out of my house, bitch. I fucking hate you, man. Get the fuck out of here, hoe. You doing nothing, bitch ass hoe. You spread your legs for me and shit. Well, you got a spirit of lust on you. You got a demon. It's a curse. That's what you got on you. Because that should show you that what just happened to you was a possession. You got possessed by a spirit of lust. And that spirit of lust came on you. Just like how the spirit of that demon came on Saul when he was trying to kill King David. But when the music played, that evil angel went off of him. And then he calmed back down, get back to his regular senses. But as soon as the music stopped, that entity jumped right back on him. Or troubled him even more than he would have if that music was not there. So you should know that those are spirits. One of those spirits is a spirit of lust. And you should know that the spirit of lust is not of the Lord. Not if you're doing one night stand. Everybody has a so-called lust within them for a woman or something like that, or a female for a man, or a desire. I would actually say desire even more. Lust is it could be too much overboard. It might not be good. But every man has lust. You lust for your wife. You desire your wife. But the scripture says, seek not a wife after the lust of your heart, the lust of your eyes. Like, hey man, you know what I'm saying, finna get sex, all that. No, you should love her also. You can't just pick a girl just for lust. That relationship is not gonna last. A relationship built on lies is not gonna last. If you come up in a relationship and you tell her like, yeah, I'm a lawyer, and you hire a car and you impress her, she's gonna fall in love with the thing that you showed her that you are, which you are not. Once she figures it out, she might leave. Some of them might stick around for a long time because they'd be like, yeah, but I fell for did feel for your lies, but still, I like hanging around you. And then after a while, maybe a few years, she's gonna get bitter, and she's gonna think of how you got her with trickery. And you know how these females are. They're gonna get you, trying to get you. So she's gonna leave. A relationship built on lies is not gonna last. So if you tell her the truth, it's gonna last. It might last longer. If she agrees to be with you. Nowadays they get to say yes. Back in the days, your father. I'm gonna talk to your father. It don't matter what you want. But yeah, anyway. So yeah. So that one night stand thing, you should watch out for that. You got spirits on you. And she said unto him, there is no cause. This evil in sending me away is greater than the other evil that thou didst unto me, which is raping your half sister. But he would not hearken unto her. Why? Because he was cursed by the Lord because of his father. Now you might say, well, what did he do? He didn't do anything. It was King David that did it. Well, Ham, cursed be Canaan for thy sake. He didn't curse Ham. He cursed Canaan. But Ham was the one that did that. The Lord can do whatever he wants. You can't say anything. You can, but you shouldn't. You should consider your dumbass ways. Ezekiel 22:8. Thou hast despised my holy things, and hast profaned my Sabbaths. In thee are men that carry tales to shed blood, gossiping bitch-ass Negroes, talking shit in order to get somebody killed. A lot of people are doing those type of things nowadays. For example, just an example, huh? If you go around telling somebody in the hood, in street niggas, if you tell them that, hey man, you a snitch, and you put that word out there, that's a death sentence. That could be a death sentence. Those are tales of death, tales of shedding blood. Somebody gonna stab you to death, or kill you, shoot you in the head, beat you up, if they really believe you. Those are dangerous words, but that's just one example, man. You could go around, doesn't even have to be a street nigga, doesn't even have to be that. Could just be a regular job, man, and then you tell them like, hey, your girl, been sleeping with that guy over there. Those are tales of death, man. If you tell that to the wrong person, he might not even want to reason with his girl. He just goes there and kill her. Because he be, oh no, see, I already have my suspicions. Yeah. You better tell him that you're not actually, that's not true, because he already is angry in his head, but he can't prove it unless you come and solidify it. You make it solid within his head. That's a death sentence. That could be a death sentence. But you shouldn't be lying anyway. But anyway, you have people that do these things. And in thee, they eat up the mountains. In the midst of thee, they commit lewdness. And they was doing witchcraft in the mountains. In thee have they discovered their father's nakedness. Meaning you have slept with your father's wife. You can't do that. Deuteronomy 21 explains that to you. About your father's nakedness. He that had uncovered his father's nakedness. That's talking about sleeping with your father's wife. That's not your mother. That's his concubine. Or his second wife. Or maybe his third, fourth, whatever. In thee have they humbled her that was set apart for pollution. You're raping women that are on their period and set apart. Let's say you have a suburb, right? You have a suburbs, right? And then these places over, let me see, let me give an example. Let's say these houses, let's say we all live in this neighborhood, right? And like this was a town or something, like a village actually, right? And of course everybody has daughters in their house and stuff like that, all that within that so-called circling thing that I did here, or you know, the lines actually. And these houses are houses that are only for the time when women are on their period. Okay, so that means they're always occupied by women only, okay, because they're unclean and everybody else is unclean, so they can live here together being unclean on their period for 7 days out of the month. So like in certain villages in Suriname, we have that. You have the men living here and the daughters and the wives, but when the girls are on their period, then they come here, you know, and they live here in this spot. But then you had men that knew about that, and then they would go and rape these women because they're alone. Man, you made yourself unclean, but that doesn't matter at that time because you're hurting her. Because yeah, that's not a good thing to do, man. You need to be put to death for that. Plus she's alone, so you're a demon. But you had men that did things like that. Among my people are found wicked men, so don't forget that. Right, so it says here, and one, let me see, oh yeah, Ezekiel 22:11, and one hath committed abomination with his neighbor's wife, which is sleeping with your neighbor's wife. That's an abomination. And another had lewdly defiled his daughter-in-law. You having sex with your daughter-in-law, you need to be put to death for that one too. That's in the book of Leviticus also. Right? Sorry, Leviticus, 18? 18, if I'm correct. And yeah, 20 also, I think. And another in thee had humbled his sister. You raping your sister. His father's daughter. These are all wickedness, man. You despise the holy things of the Lord, you know, which these are just unholy things to do. In thee have they taken gifts to shed blood, taken money to basically, you know, a hitman, or he's a judge, but you just give him a few gifts and then he won't sentence you for the crime that you committed, the murder that you committed, you know, by giving him gifts, or literally a hitman, you know. Thou hast taken usury and increase. Yeah, he gives you substances, or he gives you like extra money and stuff like that. You can't do that. And thou hast greedily gained of thy neighbors by extortion. Can't do that neither. You're not making it in the kingdom. And has forgotten me, saith Yahweh the power. So all these things you can't be doing, you know. So I personally wouldn't think that that was the case concerning Sarah. And also the other examples that I gave you, those are not half brothers and half sisters. Those are family members, which they were called sister. I just gave you the example of, you know, you're plowing your wife, and then you say like, "Oh man, I love you, you're my sister." I say, I don't even want to do that, man. It just sound fucked up. Even if I'm role playing, I'm not goddamn role playing that. Sorry, if I'm acting it, you know. That I'm doing it so that you can hear. It doesn't even sound good, man. Having sex with your wife and then calling her your sister while you're tapping at, you know, no. It's fucked up. That's fucked up, man. I want to say something fucked up again. But I'm going to leave it at that. I mean, 13th. Oh no, I know I have to read on. Okay, so that was that. You know, let me see that. Yeah, okay, that's enough. Going on to over here. I think I covered everything already. I don't need to read this. It's the same thing, but then repeat it in the book of Chronicles. And yeah, Numbers chapter 35, verse 7. I wanted to read everything, but I'm gonna leave it. 2 and 7. So all the cities which ye shall give to the Levites shall be 48 cities. Them shall ye give with their suburbs. In the midst of them, command to the children of Israel no inheritance. Yeah, suburbs. In the midst of them, yeah, go. So it says here, Joshua 21 and 12. But the fields of the city and the villages thereof, they gave to Caleb the son of Jehunan, for his possession. Thus gave they to the children of Aaron the priest, Hebron and her suburbs, to be a city of refuge for the slayer, and Libnah with her suburbs. Right. The city of slayers, already talked about that, did videos about that. So it's actually in the book of Numbers 35, if I'm correct. Let me see something. Yeah, the city of refuge here starts here. And it's also again mentioned in the book of Joshua 20, the cities of refuge. Right. And Jatir and her suburbs, and Eshtemoa with her suburbs, and Holon with her suburbs, and Deber with her suburbs. And you can all find them here. Deber, Eshtemoa, Jatir, or Jatir, Shanaim, whether it be or not, Hebron, Libnah. Also, you have a man named Libnah of, or Libni, actually, Libnites. And out of the tribe of Benjamin, Gibeon with her suburbs, Geba with her suburbs, and that's then therefore here. No, here then. No, then here. No. Sorry, here. Gibeon, which the Gibeonites were there actually. Amorites were there also in the midst of the Benjamite. They was living in the midst of them there. And in the midst of, I think, Judah, you also had Amorites. Yeah. And Kenites. The Kenites or Midianites. They was also living in the midst of us. Also in Naphtali. Right. So, going on. And the book of Leviticus 25 actually goes into that, concerning the heathen that live amongst us. Of them we were allowed to make perpetual slaves. But of our own children, the children of Israel, the people, we were only allowed to make Hebrew servants, and we needed to treat them as hired servants for 6 years. And then the 7th year, they was allowed to go. Or in the year of Jubilee. Let's say the Jubilee years would be in 3. Then you let them go. Instead of keeping them for 6. You would have to let them go. Because the year of Jubilee would be there. And the year of Jubilee would be every 49 years. And in the 50th year, then you got to let everything go. All the debts, everything. So that's how we canceled one another from debt. And the Lord said also, don't be greedy when a man that waxed poor and he really needs you, and the year of Jubilee would be maybe next year or maybe a few months from here, then you would look at that man and deny him, that Israelite man, and deny him and be like, nah, man. But in your heart, the Lord knows that you're just greedy because you know he's not going to have to pay you back if you borrow him that money right now. But the Lord said, no, you can't do that. You need to give it to him, and then the Lord will bless you. I don't know how you word it, but let me see something. Leviticus, no, I think it's here. Yeah, I think it's there. Deuteronomy 15. The year of release, yeah, here. The year of release. Let me see. Here, verse 9. Beware that there be. Let me start at 8. Let me start at 7. If there be among you a poor man of one of thy brethren within any of thy gates in the land which Yahweh thy power giveth thee, thou shalt not harden thine heart, nor shut thine hand from thy poor brother, but thou shalt open thine hand wide unto him, and shalt surely lend him sufficient for his need in that which he wanted. Beware that there be not a thought in thy wicked heart, saying, the 7th year of the year of release is at hand, and thine eye be evil toward thy poor brother, and thou givest him not, and he cry unto Yahweh against thee, and it be sin unto thee. Thou shalt surely give him, and thine heart shall not be grieved when thou givest unto him, because that for this thing Yahweh thy power shall bless thee in all thy works. Because that for this thing Yahweh thy power shall bless thee in all thy works, and in all that thou puttest thine hand unto. For the poor shall never cease out of the land. Therefore I command thee, saying, thou shalt open thine hand wide unto thy brother, to thy poor, and to thy needy in thy land. So, let's say the year of release is coming. At the end of every 7 years, thou shalt make a release. So the year of release and stuff like that. But the Jubilee is the same thing. The year of release at the end of 49 years. And by the way, the Jubilee is 7 times 7. 7 times 7. Right. So it's kind of the same. Yeah. So every 7th year, basically the year of release. But you can read the rest for yourself if you have the time. I already did a video about that, so yeah. Right. So that part. So you shouldn't be greedy. Let's say the year of release is coming in 2 years, and he be asking you some money to borrow, knowing that he's not going to be able to pay you back in that little small portion of those years. But you are rich enough to actually borrow him and not miss anything. Don't be a demon. The Lord is looking at you like, is he going to do it? Remember the woman that threw in a whole coin to the Lord Yahushua, and the other rich people, they was given more than her, but still Yahushua said, you see that woman over there, she gave more than all these rich men over there. Then the disciples was looking at him like, she didn't give anything. She gave 1 second. What are you talking about, sir? That's just one coin that she gave. They gave like 50, and the other one gave 100. The other one gave 250. The other one gave 200 and stuff like that, right? The Yahushua said, yeah, but they got extra money laid back up in their house. That's like $2 for them or something like that. 2 cents compared to the money that they had. She gave everything she had. She literally has nothing after she gave me that money. So she gave more compared to what she has, compared to what they gave, and compared to what they have. So when you do that for a brother that is waxing poor at that time, you know, he fell on bad times. He's not a drug user or something like that. Just he fell on bad times. Then, yeah, you help him according to your means. You know, according to your means. But don't help a person to wherewith you yourself falls also. Now you're both in a ditch. You shouldn't do that part, because that's also in the scriptures. In the book of Sirach 12, if I'm correct, I'm not sure. It might not be 12, but it's in the book of Sirach, I'll tell you that. Somewhere. Which is the Apocrypha, Ecclesiasticus, right? Sirach, right? So going on, let me see. Oh, it's a lot of stuff. So let me see here.